Imagine waking up one day and realizing everything you've ever known about life, success, or security has shifted overnight. Would you be ready? Most people aren't. And the truth is, what's coming doesn't care about your plans, your fears, or your excuses. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you truly prepared for the unimaginable, or are you still trying to play catch up with yesterday's challenges? In the next few minutes, we're going to dive into what separates those who thrive from those who merely survive. But fair warning, this won't be a gentle conversation. What if I told you the biggest opportunity of your life is closer than you think, but only if you stop clinging to what's comfortable? Stay with me, because by the time we're done, you'll see why someday is no longer an option. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, uncharted wilderness, the wind howling with the promise of change, and knowing that once you step forward, there's no going back. It's thrilling, isn't it? Or does that send a chill down your spine? Here's the reality. The most dangerous thing about the future isn't what it holds, it's the illusion that you've got time to figure it all out later. Let me ask you something. If everything you've been waiting for suddenly arrived tomorrow, would you even recognize it? Would you be ready, or would you find yourself fumbling in the dark, wishing you had prepared sooner? The truth is, readiness is not a state of being, it's a choice, a mindset. And for most of us, it's the one thing we keep postponing, thinking there's always more time. Think about how we live our lives. We plan for the weekend, save for vacations, dream about someday, but someday is a thief. It sneaks in while we're distracted and steals the opportunities we didn't seize. Picture this: you're walking through your day, scrolling on your phone, managing routines, when out of nowhere, life hits you with something you never saw coming. A chance to rise or a reason to fall. Let me interrupt here for a second. When's the last time you acted on instinct instead of overthinking? Funny, isn't it, how we can spend hours deliberating over a menu at a restaurant but freeze when the real decisions in life show up unannounced? Here's where the urgency comes in. What's coming, whether it's an opportunity, a challenge, or a complete shift in how you see the world, won't announce itself politely. It won't wait for you to tidy up your fears, organize your doubts, or perfect your plan. In fact, it's more likely to arrive when you're at your most unprepared, daring you to rise to the occasion. And this is the point where most people falter. They retreat, telling themselves they'll be ready next time. But how many next times do you think life is willing to offer? The future doesn't care about your excuses. It rewards only those bold enough to step forward, ready or not. Now, let me tell you a story. There was once a man who spent years dreaming of starting his own business. He read every book, took every course, even designed the perfect logo. But every time he was about to take the leap, he convinced himself he wasn't ready. He needed just one more skill, one more backup plan, one more sign that the timing was right. Years passed. One day, the company he worked for shut down unexpectedly, and he was forced to start that business, but now he had no safety net, no comfort of choice. He succeeded, but not because he was ready. He succeeded because he finally had no choice but to act. Here's the twist. What would his life have looked like if he had acted years earlier without waiting for life to force his hand? Take a moment to think about your own life. What are you waiting for? The perfect moment. A sign from the universe. Let me break it to you. There is no such thing as the right moment. There is only now. And if you're not preparing now, if you're not sharpening your skills, deepening your resilience, and building the courage to face the unknown, you're already behind. It's like training for a marathon after the starting gun has already fired every second you delay. The distance between you and the finish line grows. But here's the exciting part. Readiness isn't about perfection. It's about being willing to start before you feel fully prepared. Imagine you're assembling a puzzle and you don't have all the pieces yet. Do you wait until the full set magically appears, or do you start with what you have and trust that the rest will come together? Life works the same way. The act of stepping into the unknown generates the momentum that attracts what you need. Now, let's address the fear. Because let's be honest, fear is the root of all hesitation. It whispers, what if you fail? But have you ever stopped to ask, what if I succeed? What if the very thing you're afraid of is the gateway to the life you've been dreaming of? Fear has a way of amplifying the worst case scenario while conveniently ignoring the best case possibilities. The truth is, Failure isn't the enemy. Inaction is. Failure is just feedback. It's proof that you're moving, growing, and learning. Action, on the other hand, keeps you stuck, watching from the sidelines as the game of life plays on without you. Let me throw a curveball here. Have you noticed how quickly we adapt to change when we're forced into it? Think about the last time life pushed you out of your comfort zone. Maybe it was a job loss, a relationship ending, or a health scare. At first, it felt impossible, didn't it? But then something incredible happened. You adjusted, you grew, you found strength you didn't know you had. So why wait for life to force you? Why not choose to step into that growth willingly on your own terms? And here's another question for you. What if what's coming is bigger, better, and more transformative than anything you've ever imagined? What if the opportunity of a lifetime is just around the corner, but you're too busy clinging to what's comfortable to notice it? Every great story has a turning point, a moment when the hero decides to face the challenge head on, no matter how unprepared they feel. That's where transformation begins, not in the moments when everything is easy and predictable, but in the moments when chaos demands courage. You have that moment ahead of you. It's not a question of if it will come, it's a question of when. And when it does, the only thing that will matter is whether you're ready to say yes. Let me leave you with this. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to be willing to start. The truth is, life's greatest opportunities and challenges never come when we feel ready. They come when we least expect them, testing our courage and resolve. If you wait for the perfect moment, you'll miss the one right in front of you. So step forward, not because you have all the answers, but because you're willing to grow into them. The future belongs to those who dare to act, even in uncertainty. And the question you must ask yourself is simple: will you stand still or will you rise?